Hello, my name is Matt Noker, and I'm with InterCommunity Health Care. More importantly for the subject matter today, I am a guy in recovery from both substances and alcohol. And from personal experience, I understand and can sympathize with the difficulties and trials that come during the holiday time for those that are experiencing not only substance use disorder, but also trying to maintain a sobriety and in recovery. What I've done is I've taken some time over the last 10 days or so to really gather my thoughts and put forth some of the things that have helped me in the past. And I hope that with that, they'll be able to help someone out there that's also on the road to recovery or soon to be. With that said, I have some bullet points here that I think will capture some main themes that have caused struggles to those of us who are battling with these demons and are overcoming the trials and tribulations that come with them. What I would tell you is that if nothing else, just remember every day that you to be grateful when you wake up. Be grateful how good it feels to be in sobriety and recovery, and be grateful for the loved ones that you have around you. I will tell you and share that my best day out using substances and drinking is far worse than my worst day in sobriety. So with that, I think that if you can wake up in the morning and just remind yourself that it's a new day and a new light, and that each and every one of us have the ability to carry that forward to 24 hours at a time. Through the holidays, I would also say keep your expectations, and I failed with this one, realistic. You don't want to let yourself down. There's going to be instances, whether that's with friends or family, where there are questions that come up and there are opinions that might be shared. But as long as you keep the end line in sight and remember that nothing comes before your recovery, and putting that first will help you maintain your mind in a good space. I always try to plan activities and make sure that I can stay as busy as possible. A lot of the holidays seem to be gathering around with family and friends and, socializing. And with that, I think comes an environment that's conducive to, if nothing less, alcohol use and drinking. So what I would recommend is if you're, a movie person, or if you just like to get in the outdoors, I would schedule some events, if it's nothing less than board games with friends that are supportive of your space right then and there. I would recommend getting that up and going. This one's a tricky one, but everybody's got someone in their family that can potentially rub you the wrong way and put you in that negative space or in a mood that's not going to support really the mission that you're focused on. So I would limit the time you spend with those individuals. Obviously, give your pleasantries and holiday wishes, but just know that your main focus in this time, and my main focus in this time, and number one is my recovery and maintaining that healthy environment that will provide me with the space to be with the loved ones that support me. Meetings, there's many pathways to recovery. There's the NA, the SMART recovery, the refuge recovery, the celebrate recovery. Whatever path you might be on, I would always recommend knowing what's available to you in the location and geographical spot which you're at for the holidays. A lot of these programs and activities will have 24-hour meetings, for example, at different recovery clubhouses. Feel free, I would definitely keep that in mind. And there's apps out there like Pink Cloud, for example, that list all the meeting locations for the different sectors of recovery. So I would definitely make sure to know where you're at, just in case you do need to get that out, get an escape route to go be with people that are experiencing similar things and thoughts that you are at the time. Again, with that, if you're traveling, you're heading home to your hometown where, potentially, as they say in recovery, people, places, and things can be triggers. I would obviously limit the time spent with the individuals that you used to run with, if you will, and just make sure you're focused on spending time with the people that understand where you're at that time and will meet you where you're at. there's a lot of different opinions on recovery, whether that's the negative stigma that comes along with that, or whether that's folks that are embracing it, and everything in between. Make sure that you're putting yourself in the right environment with the people that will support you during the holiday time. Have a plan for situations. Kind of similar thought that I just hit on with having meetings lined up and knowing where you're at and where they're at. I would always have a plan. Some folks recommend being your own transportation. Some folks recommend not letting your car get blocked in. But whatever works for you. I like to drive to most events that I go to, and knowing that even though I'm a little bit further along in my recovery than others, and a little bit shorter along than others, it still can come sneak up on you, as we all well know, and just making sure that I have my wits about me and my ability to exit any environment or situation that becomes hairy for that period. One of the things that I do as well, just kind of to continue that thought, is, and what has been really successful for me, is, everyone's always offering drinks or beverages when you go into, whether it's just a regular party, but especially during the holiday time period. If someone doesn't know that you're in recovery or working on your recovery, they may offer you a beer, glass of wine, cocktail. That's what they know of you. Not to their fault, but it is something that I try to thwart by bringing my own beverage with me. Really, everywhere I travel, every party and place I go to, for me, it's sparkling water Pellegrino. I bring 2 bottles of Pellegrino with me. I pour my own Pellegrino. I have that drink in my hand, and people mostly know that I'm in recovery, but if they don't, I'm at least avoiding that situation if that's something that I'm uncomfortable with. I will encourage folks also to speak about recovery, speak about their recovery, tell folks that they're close enough with, that they're comfortable with, letting them know that, hey, here's where I'm at today. A year ago, 6 months ago, 20 days ago, I may have been the wildest guy on the block, but hey, today I'm on this path, and if you'll respect that, that's something that I would really appreciate. And folks will typically respect that, and I would tell you if they don't, or if there's a snide comment made, just move on. Take it easy, get plenty of rest during the holidays. I know you're bouncing from family to family, from house to house, but rest. It's an old acronym. I know there's a lot of them in the recovery world, but it's hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. Those are 4 things that I try to avoid. Those are things that if I'm in the predicament or in the situation where I'm experiencing one or more of those, I'm more susceptible to a slip. So I try to keep that in mind. I also keep in mind, much like I said earlier, about how recovery is not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be easy. You need to be realistic, but if you continue to work on things and visit what caused the underlying things that have caused my own predicament, my own situation, have caused my situation, I will then be able to work forward on it. So it doesn't mean life's going to be instantly good. It doesn't mean the holidays are going to be instantly easy. They will bring challenges to most of us, but as long as we are prepared and to keep our toolbox full, I think that they're easy to overcome. And work your hardest at it. Don't stress the holiday expenses of the gifts, the finances. I know that always comes up whether I was in recovery or not. That's always a tricky one, but budget your money. Make sure you stay focused on that and stay strict on that, because that'll just be one less burden upon your shoulders as you go through this next 3 months of 2.5 months of the holiday season. With that, I think I'll close. Stay in touch with your sober friends. Stay in touch with the loved ones that support and know your situation. Reach out to the newcomer and understand that by talking to another individual that is in recovery or in sobriety, is super supportive, and you don't know how far it will go for those that are new to this realm. With that, thank you.